Think for yourself, or others will think for you without thinking of you. The only people who ever get any place interesting are the people who get lost. Reading quotes and life lessons is like conversing with the finest minds of past centuries. And what could be better than a conversation with one of the most brilliant and wise men in modern history? Henry David Thoreau turned knowledge into an advantage with these quotes. It's the beauty within us that makes it possible for us to recognize the beauty around us. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, to have made even one person's life a little better, that is, to succeed. It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. Most men lead lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with the song still in them. The greatest tragedy in life is to spend your whole life fishing only to discover was never fish that you were after. Never look back unless you are planning to go that way. Life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself, so live the life you imagined. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. I make myself rich by making my wants few. Dissent without action is consent. There is no value in life except what you choose to place upon it, and no happiness in any place except what you bring to it yourself. What lies behind, you ask, and what lies ahead of us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately. Do not lose hold of your dreams or aspiration, for if you do, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. It is not enough to be busy, so are the ants. The question is, what are we busy about? Kindness to children, love for children, goodness to children. These are the only investments that never fail. Be yourself, not your idea of what you think somebody else's idea of yourself should be. I took a walk in the woods and aim out taller than trees. There are 1,000 hacking at the branches of evil to one who is striking at the root. When we bring what is within out into the world, miracles happen. The secret of achievement is to hold a picture of a successful outcome in mind. The only way to tell the truth is to speak with kindness. Only the words of a loving man can be heard. Let nothing come between you and the light. The soul grows by subtraction, not addition. He who walks alone waits for no one. Not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. When were the good and the brave ever in a majority? He who owns little is little owned. If you see a man approaching you with the obvious intent of doing you good, you should run for your life. Goodness is the only investment that never fails. It takes two to speak the truth, one to speak and another to hear. All good things are wild and free. Thought is the sculptor who can create the person you want to be. A minority is powerless while it conforms to the majority. It is only when we forget all our learning that we begin to know. Everyone must believe in something. I believe I'll go canoeing. I believe that there is a subtle magnetism in nature which, if we unconsciously yield to it, will direct us aright. You must speak loud to those who are hard of hearing. It is not enough that we are truthful. We must cherish and carry out high purposes to be truthful about. When Enoch asked to see God, none of the servants. When was it that men agreed to respect the appearance and not the reality? Behave so the aroma of your actions may enhance the general sweetness of the atmosphere. A truly good book teaches me better than to read it. I must soon lay it down and commence living on its hint. What I began by reading, I must finish by acting. Things do not change, we change. They can do without architecture, who have no olives nor wines in the cellar. I have no doubt that it is part of the destiny of the human race in its gradual improvement to leave off eating animals. That government is best which governs the least, because its people discipline themselves. If you don't want to slip up tomorrow, speak the truth today. One is not born into the world to do everything but to do something. The little things in life are as interesting as the big ones. Remember that the smallest seed of faith is of more worth than the largest fruit of happiness. An early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. It is the marriage of the soul with nature that makes the intellect fruitful and gives birth to imagination. The voice of nature is always encouraging. Sobriety, severity, and self-respect are the foundations of all true sociality. Thank God they cannot cut down the clouds. Take long walks in stormy weather or through deep snows, in the fields and woods. If you would keep your spirits up, deal with brute nature, be cold and hungry and weary. The press is, almost without exception, corrupt. How prompt we are to satisfy the hunger and thirst of our bodies, how slow to satisfy the hunger and thirst of our souls. To have done anything just for money is to have been truly idle. All things in this world must be seen with youthful, hopeful eyes. The most difficult thing to understand during conversation is silence. To make a deep mental path, we must think over the kind of thoughts we wish to dominate our lives. City life is millions of people being lonesome together. Could a greater miracle take place than for us to look through each other's eyes for an instant? Since most of us spend our lives doing ordinary tasks, the most important thing is to carry them out extraordinarily well. I have no time to be in a hurry. None are so old as those who have outlived enthusiasm. Truth and roses have thorns about them. We are constantly invited to be who we are. There is no remedy for love but to love more. When it's time to die, let us not discover that we have never lived. That man is rich whose pleasures are the cheapest. There is no beginning to small. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. There is nothing more difficult to find than oneself. Be true to your work, your word, and your friend. Time is like a handful of sand. The tighter you grasp it, the faster it runs through your fingers. In an unjust society, the only place for a just man is prison. Waves of a serene life pass over us from time to time, like flakes of sunlight over the fields in cloudy weather. Disobedience is the true foundation of liberty. The obedient must be slaves. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. It's only by forgetting yourself that you draw near to God. We are happy in proportion to the things you can do without. Do not engage to find things as you think they are. As you simplify your life, the laws of the universe will be simpler. Solitude will not be solitude. Poverty will not be poverty, nor weakness weakness. What is the use of a house if you haven't got a tolerable planet to put it on? Anyone in a free society where the laws are unjust has an obligation to break the law. I have lately got back to that glorious society called solitude. A bore is someone who takes away my solitude and doesn't give me companionship in return. Subscribing to my channel is the easiest way to show your support and help me create even more awesome videos in the future. So what are you waiting for?